Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at Remnote and why I love it so much and how it's helped me get really good scores and just generally how to use it, because I know that a lot of you guys probably want to know what Remnote actually is and why it's such a great way of revising. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing in this video. If you don't know already, my name is Newman Sammy and this is a channel all about revision, GCSEs and just productivity in general. So if you like that, make sure you subscribe for more videos, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. If you don't actually know what Remnote is a note-taking app and website where you can write information down and make flashcards out of them. I really like it because it incorporates active recall and spaced repetition into your revision. If you don't know what that is, active recall is basically where you test yourself, and it's just a really effective, scientifically proven technique of memorizing information. And spaced repetition is just the act of spacing it over a long period of time so it gets stuck in your head, in your memory, and you retain it for longer. Other note-taking / active recall apps such as Quizlet's really good because you can understand information really quickly. It also has active recall embedded in it, but it doesn't have spaced repetition, so you don't really go over that same Quizlet over a long period of time. It's more like if you have a test in a few days, you can just make a Quizlet out of it and quickly learn everything. It's not supposed to be a long-term type of thing. That's why I like Remnote more, because it's more for the long term and trying to memorize information for a long period of time so it sticks with you. Anki's very similar as well, but I think that Remnote is just a glorified version of Anki. If you want to go for Anki is completely free. You don't have to pay anything unless you're buying the iPhone app. Everything else is free. It's only the iPhone app that costs a bit of money. But Remnote is completely free as well, apart from a Remnote Pro, which you have to have a monthly subscription for. And the thing is though, you don't really need it. A lot of the stuff you can have for free is just more than enough. The only thing I would say that's good about Remnote Pro, and it's essential, is image occlusion. Image occlusion is basically where you have an image on the front and you hide different bits of it, like occlude it, and you then have the unveiled version of the image, so the answers basically on the back. That's really good for diagrams and stuff, and the fact that you can't have that in free makes it a bit more annoying. So I do have a way of getting around that, which I will describe later in the video. You have in the first 2 weeks the free plus, and if you sign up with the link in the description below, you get to have another month of plus for free. Anki is also completely free, as I've just mentioned, so if you're worrying about price isn't an issue for any of them. The thing is, if you've listened to other study YouTubers, they probably talk about Anki way more than Remnote, because Remnote isn't as well known as Anki. Anki is really good because you can embed different add-ons, and imagine you don't like making your own flashcards. You only have a few days left until your GCSEs, worst case scenario. Well, if you go for Anki, you can literally just search online different flashcard bundles and you can just get them for free, and it's good for people who don't actually want to sit there making all those flashcards, because it can take a long amount of time. I personally don't like using other people's flashcards because I don't really learn as well with them. I like my phrasing and how I write sentences, that's how I learn, but it just depends for different people. If you don't like wasting time making flashcards, you can just go to Anki and just get pre-made flashcard decks. But for me, I like making my own flashcards, and Remnote's really good for that. If you want to make your own flashcards from scratch, then use Remnote. Remnote's really good for that purpose, but I recommend starting as early as you can, because otherwise it's going to become very overwhelming with all these flashcards and trying to learn them in a couple of days. If you're still here, then I'm assuming that you want to learn about Remnote even more and how it works. So let's just get straight into that. Okay, so here I have my Remnote, and you can see that I've got all these different folders over here. You don't need to worry about that too much right now, but basically what you have is, that's my name over there, Numinous, if you get the joke, Newman, Numinous. Anyways, yes, so what you have over here on the left is all your documents. So what I've done is I've basically written my different GCSEs that I have here, so biology, chemistry, physics, geography, French, RP, RS, but in our school we call it RP, and English and DT. So everything's here, and you can see that I've quite neatly organized it. One thing that I really like about Remnote is that everything is very nicely subdivided into different categories, so I can basically go to anything I want. So if I needed to quickly revise for a test on, let's say, photosynthesis, I can just click on this over here, and I can go straight into my photosynthesis flashcards, which I can revise. So here, where does algae get the carbon dioxide, water and light for photosynthesis, and how? I can write what I think over here, and if I click for the answer, I've got my different points, and yeah, so that's what I really like about this. And if you check over here, you can see all the different like topics, and yeah, you might realize that I haven't actually scripted this video, so that's why everything's a bit all over the place. I've got my mocks in a few weeks, so I don't really have that much time to even script a video. But anyways, let's go from the very basics. Imagine we wanted to create a new document. There's an option at the very bottom over here, if you ignore all of that. So blank document, well, I would say that you should create a folder first, okay, where you write your whatever, let's say chemistry for example, and you start off with your folder, so you can see everything's completely blank. What I recommend, whether it's from, to get some sort of structure, whether it's from a textbook or if it's from, I don't know, BBC Bite Size, anything, just get like a sort of structure for the different topics and the themes and everything like that. So for me, if you do 8QA, biology, chemistry, physics, I'm going to actually link a few, so you can see over here, I follow the Kerboodle textbook for these, and it's just nice and neatly organized, so I can get to anything really quickly. And so basically that's what you want to do first, okay? So what you do is, for example, for chemistry, atoms, bonding and moles is the first. So if we write atoms, like this, atoms, bonding and moles as our first one, right? And what we can do over here is change it to header 1, header 2, header 3, and headers, there we go. I can make this header 2 if I really wanted to, and make this header 2 as well. So now it's a bit nicer like that, and basically now what I can do is I can click into topic 1, and imagine I wanted to start making flashcards for this topic. So let's see, for example, for atomic structure I've got over here, if I have my topic 1 as atomic structure, what I can do is I can open up my textbook on one side. If I have a physical textbook, I can have it with me, or I just use the online Kerboodle textbooks, and I just write down anything I think is worthy to be remembered. So for example, if we go back to our chemistry, the very top over here, we've got the first part, what is an element? Simple, a substance only made of one type of atom. So this is a separate flashcard in itself. This is quite useless. I don't know why I have it here. I might as well just delete it. But you can see that I've got the different flashcards over here. So what is an element? To actually make a flashcard, by the way, what is an element? Like that. Okay, so I have to click, if you click colon twice like that, you create a new flashcard. So if I write something over here, okay, this arrow here shows what side. So you've got the front over here on the left, and you've got the back of the flashcard on the right. This arrow shows if you want to just show the front or the back or whatever. So if I click on this, for example, on the right arrow, that means that I'm only going to get the front of the flashcard, and it's going to ask me what the back is going to be, right? So if I practice this, like it shows over here, right, it's going to look like this. What is an element? And I would click show answer, and it would say something, okay? Or I can do it the other way around, okay? Something is what gets given to me, and I have to give the question, okay? Or I can do both, so they're two separate flashcards in one, which I think is a really good way of organizing everything. That's not it though. You can also have closed flashcards, which are basically, so when I memorize quotations for something like English, what I like to do is, so for example, I do Macbeth, we all have the, look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. Okay, so imagine this was my quote for Macbeth. Everyone knows this quote. If you don't, then you need to read Macbeth. But basically, if I wanted to memorize this quotation, what I like to do is I click, there's this close button over here, right, okay, and it's basically like a fill in the blank now, okay, this over here is going to be hidden and I'm going to have to guess it. If I want more than one word to be hidden, I can do that as well, so I can like hide all of this as well, and I get the choice of making these into two separate flashcards, so one of them having one thing hidden and one of them having the other thing hidden, or make them both into one, okay, so merge them both. So over here I can see it's going to show, there we go, look like the innocent, and then it's fill in the blank but something under it, okay, and I have to try and think what could it be, and then I see, and then I can evaluate and see, okay, I knew this one or I didn't know it. So that is how to actually make the flashcards. But wait, let me just see. I did talk about image occlusion, so let's go to biology, for example. If you go to cell structure and transport, here is one of my image occlusions. It's when I did have plus. Now I don't have plus anymore because my 2 weeks ran out. But you can see that this is my image, right? And if I like practice, okay, that's just the plasmid, and you can see it's the type of flashcard which has the front and back, okay? So I need to say what a plasmid is, so it's like a circular ring of DNA which can be given to other cells. Yeah, it can transport the cell's genetic material to another, okay? So I would say that I'm quite good with that, and you can see that I've practiced this flashcard so many times that if I do click on this option to the right over here, that flashcard's going to be gone for 8.5 months. So yeah, that's because what the Remnote is assuming is that I'm going to forget this in 8.5 months, because I've done it so many times that it's so lodged into my memory that I don't need to practice it in such a long time, right? And it basically, it uses this concept of the forgetting curve, where it tests you right before you forget a piece of information. The more and more times it does that, you're more likely to retain that information, and it's just a really good way of revising. So let me just skip past some of these. I don't want to do any of these. Here we go. Here's one of my image occlusions. Okay, you can see that animal cell, plant cell, all this stuff is hidden, and the one in blue is the one it wants me to give. Okay, so you can clearly see that's mitochondria. I can click and look at that. Okay, it's got the answer right there, and I clearly got that right, so it's going to be gone for half a year. So I'm not going to get it back until the GCSEs themselves. But you can see that's how image occlusion works. But because I've run out of plus, I have a different way of doing it now. So, if you want to get quite practical, one thing I like doing is having a video over here at the bottom, and having the steps over here. I could definitely improve this. You don't have to copy this because it's not the best. I struggle with this. I think I've put too many steps for myself, and that way I can't really memorize them. So I think I need to cut it down and make the flashcards a bit more condensed. But anyways, let's go back to what I was talking about. So if you remember, if you check the atomic structure, I had this over here, right? You can see what I've done is I've gone to Google Drawings, and I've gotten a blue text box, right, a blue square, a blue rectangle, and I've covered all the bits I want to be tested on, right? I put that on one side of the flashcard, then I copied and pasted the original image on the other side of the flashcard. It does make it a bit tedious, but so anyway, the thing is I don't use image occlusion that much. It's only sometimes when I get a good diagram that I actually use image occlusion, and yeah, that's a good way of getting around it. And yeah, so if I go to flashcards, right, I in total have around 1,500-ish flashcards, loads of flashcards, right? And you can see that this is my queue. This is basically where all the flashcards I need to review are, and whenever I have the time I go over this because it's just a nice relaxed sort of revision. It doesn't feel like revision, it's really easy and quick. And you can see I've got a bit of DT over here, but I can, if I want, just single out one specific topic, so I could just do everything. Or if I want, and I think, oh, I might want to do a bit of, I don't know, chemistry, I wanted to do a bit of chemistry, I can click on that, and you can see that I've got a bit of a question over here which I can try and answer, and then it will tell me if I'm right or wrong. Or if I want, I can literally search a really specific topic. So let's say ecosystems. Okay, I can literally click on that. Oh, I've already finished studying this cube. There's nothing for me to learn in this, okay? So sometimes it does tell me this, but if there is an instance where I still want to practice, I can if I want. Yeah, that's basically it for my tutorial on Remnote. So as you saw, that was my Remnote base, knowledge base, I think that's what you call it, and you can see all my flashcards and everything and how I laid stuff out. Obviously, do it in a way that makes sense to you. That's only one way of doing it, and basically just try it out, see if you like it, but of course you might not, you might like Anki more. It just really depends on what you like, and at the end of the day, make sure you choose a revision method that works best for you and can guarantee you good marks in your exams, because there's no point doing Remnote flashcards if you know that you're not learning anything from it and you're only doing it because I do it, or there's no point just reading over your notes because it's the easiest thing to do. It's all about what's most effective for you and what makes your revision time most efficient. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You can tell that this wasn't the most highest quality of videos. I had no script, I was just working on nothing because my mocks are coming soon, and yeah, that's why I wasn't able to upload a video last week, because of my mocks and just because I didn't really have the time to upload a video. But don't worry, I'm going to try my hardest to get the next couple of videos out in the next couple of weeks, and yeah, good luck to all of you guys for your mock exams coming soon. Mine are in November, which is still quite a while away, but I am kind of starting to get a bit serious about my revision, and yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, make sure you ask them in the comments below, and yeah, subscribe, and just have a productive day and a productive week and a productive half term. Bye.